Hello and welcome to the second game of the Tampan Memorial Cup out here in Ajman, the Royal Ascot Club. A beautiful venue. The first game just concluded where Markhor 11 got the better of Arabian Stallions. The second game we have RedRock Cricket Club playing Royal SARABIS. We have the umpires here for the toss. Altaf, coin, Royal SARABIS. RedRock captain Joe putting the toss. Heads it up. SARABIS winning the toss. What do you want to do?
We'll be bowling first. It looks a really good green pitch over here as well, and we've got a good bowling lineup as well, so we would like to restrict them to a good total within the 20 overs. So that's basically the plan.
Any bowlers to watch out here on this type of wicket that you have planned your 11 here?
I mean, all our bowlers should be watched out because I don't want to leave out names because it's a huge tournament throughout the end. And I would just say we are going to here and play our game towards the end.
And what sort of a score are you looking to restrict them down to?
This pitch, maybe a 160 or like a 150 would be a really good score to restrict them with.
Joe, happy to bat first on this wicket?
Yeah, I think we would have also bowled. It's a new wicket and we are not sure what to expect. We're very comfortable bowling first. But that being said, we're in a situation where we need to bat, so we need to put a target on the score.
Anyway, thank you, gentlemen. We'll have the game in the next few minutes where Royal SARABIS won the toss. They've elected to bowl first, expecting a dew which has already dropped in. You can see the wicket, which is quite wet and has got a lot of green. The bowlers are going to get their money's worth out here. Batsmen will have to play straight through the line, and we can expect a cracker of the game. Thank you, gentlemen. We start the game in the next few minutes. Start with the sponsors. Welcome back to the Tampan Memorial Club, organized by World of Sports. We're into the second game of this doubleheader on a Sunday evening at Royal Ascot Club in Ajman. RedRock CC in the blue jerseys versus Royal SARABIS in the red jerseys. Royal SARABIS winning the toss and electing to bowl first. Our two umpires for this game, Altaf and Ghulam Mustafa. Just waiting for the umpire signal to start proceedings. The bowler starting off right arm around the wicket. First ball playing it down to long on for a single. Gurkirat Singh, the batsman, took strike, took first run of the first ball towards long on bowler Dhanuka Chamikara. Right arm off spinner coming from round the wicket. Partnering Gurkirat is Ritik Bakshi, left-handed batsman taking strike, taking his guard, assessing the field. We're in the power play. The only two men outside circle is one is at mid-wicket and a wideish long on. Everybody else inside the circle. Shot fine, shot square leg, point, gully, cover, and mid-off. Nanuka plays it in the air towards long on for another single. Score 2 for no loss. Both the batsmen scoring run apiece. The bowler already facing issues in drying the ball. A dot ball played towards short extra cover. Spin being used for the first time in an opening over of this tournament. Gurkirat plays it towards mid-wicket, protection there, fielder falling down. The batsman taking another run. It's quite slippery out there. The fielders need to make sure they have the spikes on. Score moves on to 4. The spinner is going to find it very difficult to control the ball out here. The ball's going to keep slipping out of the hands. Difficult to maintain the line and length. Oh, staying low. Surprising the batsman. Last ball of the first over coming up. Dhanuka to bowl the last ball of the innings. Plays it towards short extra cover. No runs being scored. 4 runs at the end of first over. A quiet over. Gurkirat having 3 of 5. Ritik Bakshi playing the single delivery that he had of 1 run. So score 4 at the end of the first over. Yeah, yeah. What do you pace to start proceedings in the second over. One run to short third man, the man at gully doing the fielding, under edge, rolling down from Ritik's bat. Ashwitan, the bowler, right arm, medium fast. He's given away one run off his first ball. Gurkirat, the man on strike now. It's a left-right combination. It's going to put the fielders under a bit of pressure to keep switching ends once a run is being scored. Short. Not too short for a hook. Goes down to mid-on. Doesn't take the single because he was on the back foot. Would have risked the run had he taken it. Score remains on 5. Ashwitan trying to crank in a bit of pace out here. Steaming in right up to the batsman. Gurkirat trying to play the cover drive, not in the position. The ball was not there to be hit to that side. Would have been much better had he left that. It was not the line that he should have been chasing. Lucky enough for him, no damage done there. Ashwitan to Gurkirat. Short ball, plays it over square. Nobody behind there. First boundary of the innings. First boundary of the game. Score moves on to 9. The ball just sitting up to be hit. For a boundary. This time an inner edge towards square. The man at fine leg chasing the ball. 2 runs added to the total. Score moves on to 11. Throw reaching the keeper after 2 or 3 bounces. Fielders too finding it difficult to grip the ball and throw it at a decent height. Gurkirat reaches 9. Another one trying to edge that, cut that one too close to the body. No run being scored. End of the second over, 11 for no wicket. Gurkirat on 9 of 10 balls with 1 boundary. Ritik facing the 2 deliveries for 2 runs. Dhanuka to continue proceedings. He's bowling his second over. The third of the innings. We're in the power play. Bowling to the left-hander. Beautiful shot, cover drive. The fielder at long mid-off trying to cut it off, unable to do so. A boundary. An elegant looking shot, playing through the line of the ball, waiting for the ball to come into his arc and then flaying it towards the white mid-off region. Fielder putting in an effort but not good enough, letting the ball through his hands to the boundary. Score moves on to 15. Again, slightly short, rocks onto the back foot. And straight to the fielder at mid-off, who does a good job this time. Make sure that he doesn't let it burst through. So no run scored there. Scores 15 for the loss of no wicket. While the batsman being helped by the bowler to tie his shoelaces. Some good cricketing spirit shown out here between the players. Helping each other out as and when they can, if required. Hrithik taking strike again. This time short, pulls it over mid-wicket. One bounce to the boundary. That's another 4. Score moves on to 19. So Hrithik on the three deliveries, has scored a couple of boundaries. Using the depth of the crease to rock back and play this over mid-wicket. Although there were 2 men outside on the boundary, bisected them well. Again, playing it towards short square. Good hand-eye coordination out there. Does look a bit solid in his approach out there. Another short one, this time over long leg for another boundary. The third boundary of the innings, third boundary of the over. A score now jumping on to 23. They scored 11 of the first 2 overs. They scored 12 runs already of the first 5 balls of this over. Last ball of the over coming up. Score moves on to 23. Hrithik is 14 of 7 with the help of 3 boundaries. No extras in the innings so far. Run rate of 8.12 currently. At the end of the last ball of the third over coming up. Beautiful ball, looping it, inviting the batsman. Hrithik equally up to the task, just managing to ensuring that the ball doesn't trickle onto his stumps. Plays it back. End of the over, 23 for no loss at the end of 3 overs. An expensive one coming to an end. Ashwithan to continue. He's got 1 over 7 runs. The groundsmen have done a lovely job out here to keep quite a bit of grass on the wicket, ensuring that the outfield is lush green. All the fielders have to make sure is that they have their spikes on. The conditions quite wet and slippery out here. Ashwithan having a word with the man at mid-on. Probably trying to find a strategy to keep Hrithik quiet because Gurkeerat has played a sedate innings. But Hrithik's just taken off. Ashwithan to Gurkeerat. A quick single being taken down to point. A glance to each other and Hrithik is off the blocks. He's running to the danger end. Score moves on to 24. Maybe wanting to take most of the strike in this power play while he's hit 3 boundaries in the last over. Must be wanting to capitalize. So the Left-right combination, the field's being changed. When a run being taken, the men have to move on either side of the wicket. And the bowler needs to change his lines as well. Ashwitan to Ritik. Oh. 5 wides being signalled. Ritik coming into the line, missing it. So did the keeper, and the ball races away to the fine leg boundary for 5 wides. So bonus runs coming RedRock's way, apart from the 3 boundaries that have been scored so far. Current run rate of 9.16 could project the score to 183. Still early days in this innings. The momentum can shift quite quickly out here. Fine leg being quite square. Not sure if that could be a brilliant idea of trying to bowl a bouncer. This one bowled a full toss and now played over point. The bowler trying to play a bluff of keeping a man behind at fine leg, but bowling outside the off stump and a full toss. Ritik's not going to miss out on that. He's too good for that. The youngster looking in good nick, middling the ball quite well. And he collects his 4th boundary in the last 7 deliveries that he's faced. He races to 18 of 9, a strike rate of 200. Score moves on to 33. We're in the 4th over. Another full toss. Ritik not expecting that. Plays it straight behind the bowler. No run being scored. .3 overs, 33 for no loss. Run rate of 9.43. Again, another tickle down leg side, runs away to the boundary. Score moves on to 37. Ritik anticipating that the bowler is going to bowl down his pads, comes inside the line of the ball. All he needed to do was just have an edge passing the keeper, and the ball racing away to the fine leg boundary. 37 for no loss in the 4th over. Another 2 deliveries to come in the over, except for a wide or no ball. Fine leg now being moved quite fine now. Still not sure if that will be a good line to bowl to him. You got to keep him played, make him play down towards the off stump. That's what you got to do. The batsman moving across the stump, so you got to get it across him. Try to induce the edge. Bowling onto the pads of a left-hander is asking for trouble, especially when it is the caliber of Ritik, who's batting beautifully at the moment. Has a very unique stance that he has, and crouches a bit when he's getting ready and walks across. So another one, lucky enough that it just goes over the covers. 2 runs to the total. Fielder using his boot, not a good idea. Couple of runs to the total. Score moves on to 39. We're at the end of 4 overs. Ritik is batting 24 of 13 with Dhanuka Chamikara 2 overs 16 runs, no wicket. Ashwitan 2 overs 23 runs for no wicket. Change in the bowling. Dhanuka taken off the attack after that over where he conceded 3 boundaries. is still in the power play, so the fielders have to remain inside the circle. 7 fielders, only 2 fielders allowed. There's a man at long on and a man at mid wicket, deep mid wicket. New bowler Ahan Fernandez, another right arm slow bowler. On has 128 matches, 24 wickets, economy of 7.10, best of 4 runs, 4 wickets that he's taken, 4 for 25. Would be happier bowling to Gurkirat, who's not taken off so far. Loots the ball, plays across the line, sweeps it to mid wicket, gets a single, brings Hrithik on strike. Man at mid wicket and long on going backwards. There's a left-right combination that is creating confusion for the Royal SARABIS fielders. And moving his fielders quite square. Man at short third, point covers. Hurrying on to the batsman, he manages to play to short third, still managed to get a single. He got to stop this because the bowler needs to settle into the rhythm, and every ball, if he has to change his line, he's not going to find his rhythm, and the batsman is going to take advantage of it. Well, the umpire giving a warning to the batsman not to call for drinks during the middle of an over unless it's an emergency. The momentum of the game gets stopped and it loses time. (9:45) local time here in Ajman. Beautiful Sunday evening with a lot of cricket being played around in this Ajman grounds. Score is 41 for no loss at the end of 4.3. Ahan to Gurkirat, straight to point, no run. Last couple of deliveries of the 5th over to come up. While we change hands, I've got my co-commentator taking over.
Thank you, Vinay. That was a very good delivery and punished away to the straight area. Fielder was there. He driven away and stopped 2 runs, very important runs. What an excellent fielding over there. Danuka, the man, was on the long mid-on area, dived away and saved a couple for his team. Excellent fielding over there. RedRock is on 42 without a loss. 4.5 overs has been delivered. It should be a last delivery of the 5th over. Five overs gone. It's 42 without a loss. Royal SARABIS won the toss and elected to bowl first. And in that case, Red Rocks is on 42 without a loss after 5 overs. The opening pair is still on the wicket. Hrithik and Gurkirat Singh. And Hrithik is on 25. He faced 15 deliveries and conceded 5 brilliant boundaries. And Gurkirat Singh is on 12 from 15. He conceded 1 boundary so far. Partnership is 42 from 30 deliveries. Han Fernandez was the bowler who delivered only over in this inning, given only 3 runs without any wicket, but excellent bowling. Ashwinath Ashwinthan, the man who delivered 2 overs and gave only 23 runs. Shiju is the new bowler who will take charge. Came for the first time in this inning. Making some changes in the fielding. He know this is the last over of the power play, so have to be save my over. But the man, Gurkirat Singh, will take strike. Somehow widest delivery was that, uses the wrist and punished away. Bad delivery was that, deserved to be punished, and he punished to point area. Now fielder was there. He find a very interesting gap between point and short third man. Look at the shot. Excellent shot was that. He goes on the back foot, uses the wrist and find the gap between third man and point fielder and punished away for the 4 runs. So welcome boundary once again for RedRock. Here the man, Shiju, this time once again played an aggressive shot into the deep mid-wicket area. Short mid-wicket fielder was trying to stop the ball and he somehow succeed, and he should save couple here. Excellent fielding, very good fielding over there. These kind of fieldings needed by Royal 11. Right arm over the wicket once again, coming for the ball. This time widest delivery away from the stumps. He wanted to play it between cover and points fielder, but he could not make any connection between bat and ball. The ball goes into the safe hands behind the man with the gloves, wicket keeper. Once again, Shiju. This time lower full toss was that. He couldn't take benefit from this delivery. And the man who is standing in the short mid-wicket area, he took the ball very safely. They set very interesting fielding in the 30-yard circle and also out of 30-yard circle. Excellent shot, excellent shot. Good delivery, but he punished away. No chance for any kind of fielder there. Ball went for 4 after some bounces. Look at the ball. Widest delivery was that. The outswinger delivery was that, but he read the ball and smashed away for the 4 runs. Excellent shot. Gurkirat Singh conceded back-to-back boundaries. And yes, this time flicked away. Backup square, 4 more runs. He just saw the ball and flicked away. Let's have a look. Yes, flicked away. No chance for fielder over there because they don't have fine legs fielder and they have only square leg fielder and who is in the 30-yard circle. So that is short fine leg fielder, and after that they have short mid wicket, they have short long on, means long on fielder. I think power play goes end here. 6 overs gone. It's 56 with a loss after 6 overs. Gurkirat Singh is on 26 after facing 21 balls. He conceded 4 amazing boundaries. Ritik considered 5 boundaries from 15 balls. He is on 25. Now the partnership crossed 50 runs. Opening partnership is 56 from 36 balls only. Shiju got a little bit expensive in his first over. He given 14 runs without taking any wicket. And Ahan Fernandez been outstanding with the ball in his very first over. He given only 3 runs in his very first over. Maybe they will go for him once again. I would suggest too. Meanwhile, the Royal 11 need a wicket here. They need to break the partnership if they wanna stop them on some low total. If they wouldn't succeed in it, they will face some crisis in while they're batting. Now they made some changes after power play in the fielding. Good delivery, really good delivery, and punished away to the third man area. What an excellent shot this time. Power play goes in, but passion is still on. 4 more runs. Let's have a look. Yes, he uses his back foot and also pushed away to the third man area. Fielder was inside the 30-yard circle, so he even couldn't have any chance to chase the ball actually. This time, use the front foot. There was a little bit appeal for the LBW, but I'm sure that was pitching outside the off stump and impact outside the off stump. So that's a dot delivery here. Oh my goodness, there was a little bit chance. He tried hard but failed. There, this time, full toss delivery was that. Umpire's call, it's a beamer. So he couldn't take benefit from this delivery, but the next delivery would be a free hit. Yes, no ball, and umpire signal, it's a free hit. So have to save this delivery, young man. He's been very outstanding with the ball in his very first over. He given only 3 runs, but now from the very strike 3 deliveries, he given 6 runs, and he's going to deliver a free hit. And he made some changes in the fielding. Co-corner fielder is going out from the 30-yard circle. This time, punished away. Bad delivery, deserved to be punished. Excellent shot. Ball went for 4, and there was backup square boundary clear by the ball. What an excellent shot. 4 more runs. Wherever you deliver the ball, the man in front of stumps, he will punished. Both players on 30-30. Gurkirat Singh is on 30 from 25 deliveries. He conceded 5 boundaries. And Ritik is on 30 from 19 deliveries. He conceded 6 boundaries so far. Partnership, unbeatable partnership. 66 from only 41 deliveries. Excellent, very excellent partnership here. But I'm once again must say that you have to break the partnership, because this is not a good sign for you, man. If I'm talking about, talk about the fielders who are outside the 30-yard circle, so they are 5 fielders are outside the circle. Deep mid wicket, co-corners fielder, deep long on, extra cover and cover. These 5 fielders are outside the 30-yard circle, and inside the circle, the man is short point, short third man. short gully actually, and short square leg. These four fielders are inside the 30-yard circle. This time, use the front foot, wideish long on. Will stop the ball, yes, but he's not able to stop the single. They took a single very comfortably. Now the left-handed will take strike, so the man goes out and he's on deep square leg now. Here we go. Right arm over the wicket. Pushed away to the long ons fielder. Once again, they took a comfortably single. One more to the total. It's 68 with a loss, 7 overs gone. Current run rate is on 9.71, and if they continuously maintain this run rate, they would be scored 194 on the board after 20 overs. Royal SARABIS won the toss and elected to bowl first. Somehow, maybe anyone feeling that maybe our decision was not good to elected to bowl first, because they are continuously failed to broke the partnership of opening pair, and any opening pair from any team is very important to score first 100 without any loss in 10 or 12 overs. After that, they have, because they knew that they have so many wickets in their dugout, so after that they must be played very aggressively. Now once again, left-handed man, the Ritik will take strike. This time uses the back foot, but straight to the fielder. No worry about it. Balls landed in no man's landing area into the deep mid wicket. And left and right hand combination is always a danger combination for the bowling side. They made some confusions for them. After every rotation of strike, you have to change in the fielding. You have to make some changes in the fielding. So that would be very painful for the captains, fielders and the bowlers also. This time punished away. Bad delivery, deserved to be punished. Once again, ball went for 4. There was no chance for the fielder because they don't. There was a big gap. Now they set the fielder on the widest long off. Now they don't have extra cover fielder. And this time straight to the long on fielder. It would be a single. Yes, definitely. One more to the total. Score moves on 74 without a loss. 7.3 overs gone. 74 runs partnership from 46 deliveries. And remember, this is opening partnership. This time, bad delivery once again. Should be called wide by a state umpire. Yes, it's a clean wide. One more to the total. It's 75 without loss after 7.3 overs. Now the current run rate is on 10. And the projected score is also goes high, goes up. It would be 200 if they maintain this average. This time, good try. My goodness, excellent try by the covers fielder. He field once again, right arm over the wicket. This time, straight to the wideish long off fielder. One more to the total, and once again, left-handed, the man Ritik will take strike. And they are looking like a complete package. They are busy to rotating strike whenever they got any bad delivery. So they punished away for the 4. They don't try to hit a 6 when they know this is not a good ball for a six, they don't taking any risk and just rotating the strike and considered boundaries as well. 12 boundaries so far in this inning, and both players considered 6 boundaries. Gurkirat Singh will take strike now. He is on 37 from 26 deliveries, and he considered 6 boundaries on the board. And Ritik also considered 6 boundaries from 26 balls. Hashim Abdullah, the right arm fast bowler, will serve right arm off break. Sorry, he been played 5 matches, gets 2 wickets. The best spell is 31 for 2. So he look alike a part-time bowler, or maybe he is new on Crick Hero. I don't know, but he is here to serve for his captain because they need a wicket here. And whenever you saw a long partnership, the captain definitely use some experienced bowler or any part-time bowler because you create a grid and the batsman to hit a maximum to the part-time bowler. And meanwhile, there was a chance to take wicket as well. So maybe the captain is planning something like this. Left-handed Ritik will take strike now. He's on 34 from 23 deliveries, considered 6 fours. Flighted delivery was there, find the gap, but an excellent, very excellent fielding by the long off fielder. He saves the boundary. He should save 2 runs, I think. No, he saves 3 runs actually. They only take a single on this delivery. Partnership goes high, goes up. Correcting shot was that. He knew this is a very good delivery and don't need to take risk anymore. So played a defensive shot straight to the short cover fielder. This time he uses his front foot towards the call, but the man Gurkirat Singh is not interested. But fielder got fumble a little bit there, and they took a couple now. They gets another runs in shape of extra. I was talking about these two batsmen. They are a complete package. They're busy to rotating the strikes. This time, bad delivery, but an excellent fielding from short, short squares fielder. But he can't stop. But he can't stop them to take a single. Actually, once again, the left-handed man will take strike. Ritik. Deep square is outside the 30-yard circle. Deep mid-wicket outside the 30-yard circle. Wideish long on 30-yard the circle. Long off 30-yard circle. Extra cover is on 30-yard circle. This time they took a couple very safely in shape of bye. It's a wide ball. 3 more to the total without any ball this time. It's 85 with the last 8.4 overs gone. 2 more deliveries to go in this over. He been not so expensive actually if he'll got wicket in this over. And another wide ball. Yes. 1 more to the total. There is so many dew factor in the ground, and so many fielders are carrying towels behind them, with them actually. Everyone is busy to clean the ball after every ball. And finally, the bowler bring a towel to umpire. There was a not good delivery. He used the front foot and swept away to the deep square like area. Fielder was there, but the fielder can't stop. To batsman took a couple, two more to the total. After 8.5 over, score moves on to 88 with a loss. And it would be a last delivery of ninth over. Can they maintain the run rate on 10? Yes, they should maintain. Good fielding, really good fielding. Single to end of the over. 9 overs gone. It's 89 with a loss. One more over to go. And after that, they will change the striker and they will stand. They will change the batting end actually. After 10 over, after every 10 over, every team who is gonna play here will change the batting end. Prajeet, the man, right arm over the wicket, right arm round the wicket actually. This time, not a good delivery. It would be a wide ball. Yes, umpire's call. It's a clean wide. One more to the total without any ball. So once again, they settle their current run rate on 10. This time, use the front foot and clear the row for a maximum. Excellent shot to the deep mid-wicket area. Fielder can watch the ball but never can stop. It was miles away from the fielders. Excellent shot and ball went for 6. It's very first 6 in this inning actually with the bat of Ritik. He's on 44 now. The partnership is on 96 from only 56 deliveries. They are just 4 runs short for the 100 partnership. Unbeatable partnership is this. Can anyone broke this partnership? Royal 11 really need to do this. Four fielders are on the leg sides. 5 fielders are on the off side. Good ball, really good ball. Uses the back foot and play to the long off area. Fielder was there. Straight to the fielder. One more to the total. It's 97 with the loss after 9.3 overs. Prajeet given 8 runs from his very first 3 deliveries. The right-handed man, Gurkirat Singh, will take strike now. Flighted delivery was that and flicked away to the deep square like area. Fielder was there. One more to the total. They are busy to rotating the strike. 98 with a loss after 9.4 overs. And the man left-handed Ritik Bakchi will take strike now. He's only 5 runs away from his 50 in this inning. Played 29 deliveries this time. Punished away to the deep square leg area. No chance for any kind of fielder there. Ball after one bounce went for 4. And now just 1 run behind from his excellent and brilliant 50. He considered 7 fours and a maximum from 30 balls and scored 49 runs on the board for his team and for himself as well. And now the current rate over 10. It's 10.37 and the partnership is also crossed the 100. This is the first wicket partnership, 102 runs. What an excellent batting by the both batsmen. This time pushed away to the deep square leg area. Fielder was there. And 50 comes up. He brings up his 50 on just 31 balls with the help of 7 fours and a maximum 50 runs on the board by the left-handed man Ritik Bakchi. So 10 overs gone. It's 103 without loss. What an excellent batting, what an excellent power play they used, what an excellent use of first 10 overs without throwing any wicket. That's the big success for them. It's a time to take a short break, a water break little bit. After short break, we'll take charge on the mic.
Thank you, my friend. End of 10 overs, 103 for no loss. Ritik compiling a well-made half century, well on course to go on to make a big score out here tonight. Probably we could see the first century of the tournament. He scored 50 runs of 31 balls that he's faced, with 7 hits to the fence and 1 over that, with a strike rate of 161.29. His partner Gurkirat not far behind, 41 of 30. The strike rate of 136 and 6 hits to the fence. The bowlers being guilty of spraying the ball down the leg side into the zone that the batsmen like. Of course, the dew not helping their cause. None of the bowlers able to make an impact. Prajit going for 24 of his 2 overs that he's bowled. Hashim Abdullah 1 over 11 runs. Dhanuka Chamikara 2 overs 16 runs. Ashwinathan 2 overs 23. Ahan Fernandez, the best of the bowlers so far, 2 overs for 15. Bowled an excellent first over, but then gone for 12 in the following over. While Sabira's getting together for a quick drink and trying to find a plan to break this partnership. First time in the tournament that a wicket has not been lost in the first 10 overs of the innings. 50 for the left-hander Ritik Bakchi. Played some excellent strokes, quite for the first 2 overs of the innings, but then teed off with a flurry of boundaries and didn't stop after that. Included a maximum in that as well. Not sure what Prajit had to tell him in between the innings, and he just took another one. This time through covers, waiting for the ball, leaning into the drive, another boundary towards covers. Some beautiful batting on display out here by the southpaw. Not sparing any nature out here. Hashim Abdullah, another off spinner in the Royal Sabiras 11. Waiting for the ball to come into his arc and then bisect the fielders that are on the field. Covers being brought in a bit squarer, straighter to be precise, for the same stroke. But this time down the leg side, not able to capitalize it. Ball going to a short fine, a rare dot ball. Hashim changing the trajectory out here and the line. Didn't bowl it outside the off stump unlike the last time he did. Lucky not to be scored off. Again, now this time down leg side, wide being called. Ritik using the depth of the crease and the width that is there, moving around. As you see here, takes his stance, slightly open stance, his front leg moving towards mid wicket, but he's got a array of shots that he can play with that open stance. Can use both sides of the wicket to his advantage. Tossed it up nicely for Gurkirat, plays it down to long off for a single. Batsman crossing over easily. Very well knowing that such singles also help the team's total, not only with the boundaries and the sixes that they have scored so far, the singles and the doubles too adding to the tally. Another full toss, trying to take for a chance of a catch and dropped. Doing all the hard work, coming under the ball and grassing it out. A healthy sign. There you see tossed up. Ritik coming down the track, playing it, trying to go over extra cover to the fielder, moves a couple of steps and shells it down. Shoulders to start dropping out here when such things do happen. One run down to long on for Gurkirat. End of the over. 9 runs coming off it. 2 overs, 20 runs for Hashim Abdullah. Ritik is 56 of 35, 8 boundaries, 1 6. Gurkirat 43 of 32, 6 boundaries. Saklain Haider, another attacking batsman for RedRock. Average score here is 178 for the team batting first. I'm sure. And Fernandez continues, but the carnage doesn't stop here. Gurkirat collects another shot of third man. Now Ahan too coming under the pump out here. He bowled an excellent first over, then went for 12 in his next, and now 4 of the first ball that he's bowled, giving the batsman enough time to cut that and bisect the fielders that are there inside the ring. Again, outside the off-stump line, wide. He's trying to invite the batsman to go inside out or play to the fielders that are stationed outside. There's an extra cover, there's a man at point, short third and gully. Again, Gurkirat expecting it a wide, but just within the tram lines, not being called a wide. 117 for no loss. We're in the 12th over. Again, width on offer, freeing his arms, and a diving stop there at wideish long off, keeping it down to 2. Again, see the tossed up delivery, plays it towards extra cover, the fielder at wideish long off, runs in, puts in the dive, ensures that the ball stays within the boundaries. 1 run down to long off again. Gurkirat reaching another milestone. He scored 50 of 36 with 7 boundaries. Not far behind. Ritik at 56. He's on 50. 106 off the bat and 14 extras in the innings. Sign for any team when they're going to chase down such a tall score. Run rate of 10.29 at this projected score can go up to 206, which will be quite massive for Royal SARABIS to chase down. Fernandez, a couple of legal deliveries left in the over. Trying to play a flashy drive, doesn't connect. Keeper managing to just stop the ball from going any way further from him. Last ball of the 12th over coming up, 120 for no loss. Plays it down to square leg. 1 run being taken, 121 for no loss at the end of 12 overs. Ahan Fernandez, 3 overs, 24 runs. And no success so far for the Royal SARABIS boys. Prajit, the captain, winning toss and electing to field first. He was hoping to restrict them to the 150, 160 mark, but he already scored 120 in 12 with another 48 deliveries still to go, and all the batsmen there around to play those shots. We could be looking for a tall score. Ritik playing one towards extra cover boundary, gets a single there. Man stationed out at the extra cover and long off. Now will change to mid wicket and long on. The left-right combination being there from the first ball of the innings and remaining intact so far. Nothing's changed. Only the shoulders have dropped for the SARABIS boys. They need to come up with some ideas to stop these two. You just cannot keep going through the motions and hoping for a miracle to happen. You've got to make that happen. Somehow bring the stroke of luck back into your favor while we see another single being taken down to long on. Understandable that it is very difficult for the bowlers out here under such conditions, and with more than 5 spinners in your ranks, you are hoping for the best. While another full toss, chance of a catch. Ahan takes that, and Ritik against the run of play loses his wicket. Ahan probably in spite of it being a simpler one, takes it, and Ritik is out for 58 of 39, 8 hits to the fence and 1 above it, and as I had said, probably bring a stroke of luck. Luck comes in favor of Royal SARABIS, and they manage to get the danger man. A welcome 58 of 39 balls by Ritik Bagchi. Hashim Abdullah, the successful bowler. First wicket of 1, 2, 3 for 1. New man in. Anish Vadwa, 129 games, 4,280 runs scored by him. Right-hand batsman, so they must be relieved to see the back of a left-hander. So 2 right-handers now. The left-arm spinner can come into play, who's been kept out of the attack so far. First ball, sweeps it over square leg for a maximum. He doesn't need any sighters. He doesn't need any sighters. There you see, ready. The moment it was bowled, full toss, takes full toll of it, and sends it sailing over square leg for this another maximum. So second maximum of the innings, one by Ritik and one by Anish. Must be happy to get a freebie first up. Must give him a lot of confidence. ball to go. After the full toss, bowls it on the line. Anish happy to play it and collect the ball and send it back to the bowler. Another one, this time another chance, falling between two fielders. Just managed to connect the ball, not sure where he wanted to send it. Lucky for him, he sends it in no man's land and collects a single. He moves on to 7 of 3 balls. End of a successful over. The first success for Royal SARABIS against the RedRock. They're 130 for 1. Current run rate of 10 runs. Projected score of 200. I'm sure that with 9 wickets in the kitty, RedRock will want to go red hot in the last 7 overs that are to be bowled by Royal SARABIS. Six bowlers used so far. Shiju, the only bowler to have bowled 1. Dhanuka has bowled 2. Ashwintan has bowled 2. Ahan Fernandez has bowled 3. Shiju, the 1 over. Prajit, 2 overs. Hashim Abdullah, 3. Quite a few bowling options that Prajit has on his hands. Not sure whom will he look up to for a couple of wickets to stem the flow of runs that has been scored. Partnership is 7 runs, and the 3 balls that have been bowled so far since the fall of wicket of Ritik Bakshi. Ronak coming into ball. So the 7th bowler being used. Left arm spinner. Also the bit of bounce that he gets. Anish just rocking back and playing it towards mid-wicket for a single. Sure, Ronak must be itching to wait, must be waiting for Ritik's dismissal to come into action, and he gets an opportunity. He's pulled one delivery, wanting to bring the ball, pitch the ball and move it away from the right-hander. Another single being scored towards long on. Score moves on to 132. Gurkirat was on 52 of 38. Anish Wadhwa, who's just joined, Gurkirat has scored 8 of the 3 balls that he's faced. Chance of a cotton bowled, falling short of the bowler. Ronak trying to break the ball and move it away from the right-hander and induce some kind of a false stroke. A single being taken, a miscommunication. Gurkirat not ready, but seeing that his partner had already come halfway down and the chance of a single, he takes that. Fielder at the edge of the circle took time to come and collect the ball, so the batsman managing to finish the single off without any trouble. Four balls bowled so far in the over and 3 runs being given. Ronak to Gurkirat. Short ball, plays it behind square. There's a fielder coming around it. Will manage to keep the score down to 2 runs. Again, not much flight on offer, trying to bowl it from a slightly flattish trajectory and keep a bit of a pace. Needs to trust himself out here and invite the batsman. Although Gurkirat has been there since the start of the innings, he's got to trust himself. This one being looped up, inviting the drive. Gurkirat just managing to play down to short mid-wicket. End of the over. A good one for Royal SARABIS. 5 runs coming of it, considering that all the other bowlers have been going for more than 9 and 10 and over. So Prajit would be happy that his left arm tweaker has given away just 5 runs. Would hope for a wicket or so from him, but let's see, 9 wickets still in the hand and 6 overs to go. 135 for 1 in 14 overs. 9.64 is the current run rate. And the current run rate, they could go up to 193. They would be eyeing a score of 200 out here. Hashim Abdullah, his last over. This time another freebie, full toss on the legs. Avinash is being treated to some freebies out here. He cashes it on. He scored a 6 of the first ball he came in and now gets another boundary. With no man behind square, this is not the line that you would be wanting to bowl. Again, finding it difficult to grip the ball and deliver it. Man at long leg going back towards deep backward square. Plays it towards extra cover. 1 run being taken. Once a second. Gurkirat not interested. Score moves on to 140. Anish quickly moving on to 14 of 8 balls that he's faced with a boundary and a 6 that he's scored so far. The full toss, plays it towards mid-wicket, 1 run being taken. RedRock too must be wary that they will be bowling under the same conditions. Coming down the wicket and driving it down to long on for a single. It's nice to see that the youngsters are using their feet against the spinners. Not only holding back and playing from the depth of the crease, wanting to come out and meet the ball, making sure that they try to negate the spin, whatever's on offer. Another full toss towards mid-wicket. Lucky enough that it falls short. Just the single. .143 for 1. Hashim Abdullah to bowl his last ball of his spell. He's given away 37 runs and taken the only wicket that has fallen so far. I would want to finish it off with another one, just to make sure that the figures look much better. We nearly got it. A single being taken down to short mid-wicket. He finishes spell, 4 overs, 38 runs and 1 wicket. Score moves on to 144 or 15. The last 5 overs of the innings coming up. And there are plenty of batsmen in the hut for RedRock to not take toll of the situation that they are in right now. The batsmen, I'm sure, have the license to go after every ball that is being bowled out here. Ronak to continue. .10:35 local time with the dew setting in from about 7:30 in the evening today, making conditions much tougher for the bowlers and the fielding side. Another short one. Avinash saying thank you very much. I am having a party out there. Anything that's coming his way is finding its way to the fence. The second maximum for him, the third maximum of the innings. So 150 coming up in 91 legal deliveries of the innings. Just not the right length that the bowlers are bowling out here. Avinash races to 22 of 11 at a strike rate of 200. 2 sixes, 1 4. Nice, better tossed up delivery. A misfield and the batsman crossover for a single. Much tougher for a bowler to adjust between two batsmen. Somebody of the caliber of Avinash who wants to tonk the ball long and hard. And Gurkirat who likes to play through the line of the ball rather than just going down leg side. Batsman crossover for a leg by. Gurkirat trying to sweep. We have a look at the replay again. The replay is down at the moment. A vicious appeal, but umpire unmoved. Gurkirat knew he was safe because the ball was going down leg side. Another good delivery, managing to keep the score down to a single. Good comeback by Ronak after the first ball that he got hit for a 6.
How's the Josh? Hi sir. Sorry, low sir. इतनी बुरी
153 for 1.
और इतने अच्छे 2 ओवर की वजह से
Single down to long on. .154 for 1. Last ball of the 16th over coming up. High full toss, will not get a no ball for that. He was down the track but still gets a boundary. Again ending with a boundary at the end of the over. Score 158 for 1 at the end of 16 overs. Start of the 17th over, single to Avinash. ठीक है. The end of the 16th over. Umpire had called a no ball when the batsman had played a cut shot over third man, so the extra delivery resulted in another single coming up. I mean, a good strike towards long off, gets another single. Score moves on to 161. Avinash on 30 of 16 with 2 maximums and 2 boundaries. Playing a more sedate innings of 57 of 44. He's been there since the start of the innings. This time decides to go over mid-wicket. A single being taken. Dhanuka coming into the attack. Dhanuka into the attack. Another beautiful shot. Another beautiful shot from Avinash. A lot of cheer from his teammates while we have the captain out here. Joe, happy with the proceedings so far? The players have responded well to what you have been talking to them at the start of the game.
Yeah, so far so good. I think we've adapted quite well. Openers have given us a really good launch pad, so hopefully we can finish well.
What sort of a score are you looking from here now? 220, 230?
Anything over 200 is a bonus for us, as we mentioned at the start. So 220 would be a great score to defend, hopefully.
And how do you assess the conditions? The ball's like a bar of soap out there. The dew is going to play a big factor. Is that what you considered so far, keeping in mind and asking for a score of more than 200?
Yeah, because we have five spinners in fact in our team. So we heavily rely on, keeping the ball dry, which is going to be very difficult under these circumstances. Hopefully we can, use it to good effect, and that's why we needed a bigger target, in fact.
And you can throw us light on the innings from your left-hander Ritik Bagchi. What sort of a message do you give him? He's been playing beautifully, middling the ball well.
Yeah, Ritik is the kind of player where if you let him do what he does, he will give you results. And the important thing with him is to not pressurize him to get runs quickly, because that's not how he plays. He needs some time to settle in, and that's after which he gets going. So, yeah, it worked today for us.
Anyway, as we talk to you, we have Ritik out here. Ritik, how do you assess the conditions out there? What was the talk with your partner Gurkirat when you all started the innings and then wanted to tee off starting from the third over of the innings?
It was a simple plan. We were targeting 200 plus, so we had to assess the conditions initially. So it's a pretty green pitch, so there's no much turn. It's a very steady wicket, so I think we just went with our instinct. Yeah, that's what was planned.
You've been middling the ball well, scoring some heavy runs in domestic.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good opportunity all around UAE to get some runs under the belt, and I think this is the first time I'm playing in this ground, so it's a very good condition. The pitch is really great, and it's a good feeling to get back with runs again. Yeah.
And what sort of a score are you looking of? Joe said 220, 230. What is your assessment right now as we speak?
I think because the dew factor that is coming in between, I think 220, 230 is, as what Joe said, is what we're ideally looking at, because again, this ball is not turning as much. Dew will be more heavier going in the next few hours or so. So I think 230 to 220, 230 is a very reasonable score that we can defend. Yeah.
Anyway, good luck to you. Well played, and we'll see you back in action when you're on the field. We're back to the game out there where Avinash has taken over from where Ritik left off. Gurkirat's still there from the word go since the time he's there. Score 171 for 1. We're at the end of 17 overs. Avinash is in some mood out here. Scores another maximum while we have Jay Anna. Fine, JJ is quite a bit shy out here to talk out here. While Avinash is not shy of showing what he can do out here. He has already been scoring. Another monstrous hit. We're into the final 3 overs of the innings. Another 683 for 117.2 overs. 10.56 is what the current run rate is. Projected can go up to 211. RedRock eyeing more than that. Captain said, so did Ritik Bakshi, said 220 is what chance of a catch. And falling way too short. Avinash wanting the strike. Gurkirat reminding him that he just has to stay with a single. 184. He is on 46 of 21. 4 boundaries and 3 sixes. He's scoring at a strike rate of 219. Rosh going for 13 runs of the first 3 balls that he's bowled. Gurkirat on 62 of 47, anchoring this innings. This time he goes over long off, bisecting both the long on and long off. He collects another boundary after quite some time. He moves on to 66 of 48. Score moves on to 181. We're still in the 18th over. Rosh going for 17 of the first 4 balls that he's bowled. Expensive over. The 8th bowler to be used in the inning so far. This time over long on, well fielded by the fielder, restricting it down to a single. Score moves on to 189 for 1. Gurkirat on 67 of 49.
Unfortunately, the photographer of the tournament, Rosh, is not having an ideal over, getting smacked for 6s and 4s. And again, another no ball. Very unfortunate for the bowler. Badwa seems to be in pristine form, smashing it all over the park. This time for a no ball and straight over square leg for a massive 6.
Given away 25 runs of the 5 legal deliveries that he's bowled. He's has to reload another one. And to his dismay, that's a that he needs to play. The fielder behind square has gone behind the bushes to try to retrieve the ball. .196 is what the score is right now at run rate of 10.99, which will take them to 220. Remember, the conditions are the same for both the teams. The dew has already set in. It's going to get more heavy as we move on in the game. Wide being bowled. It's 26 runs of the over so far, with one more delivery to come. Rosh making full toll of it. That's 32 of the over, the highest score of an over in this tournament so far. And Josh has a couple of things to say.
So I guess anyone who's related to the tournament organization gets smacked for runs. So in the previous game, Josh had a brilliant over which he gave 23 runs. So lot of profligacy from the organizer team playing in different teams in this 8-team tournament. So Roche, unfortunately, going for 32 runs. So the next bowler in is Ashwintan. So he had gone for 23 runs in the power play, 2 overs, 23 runs. So he's back into the attack and trying to bring some control over the innings. So in 18 overs, it's 2-0-3 for 1. The target that RedRock was looking for was anything above 200. It seems the next 2 overs, there's a chance for around 15 run per over. So you're looking at a target of around 220 to 230, which will be a heavy task for Royal Sarabis to get. And that's a wicket straight to the keeper with extra bounce from Ashwintan outside. Finally falls for 67 of 50 balls. An excellent innings. Carried his bat all through the innings. So Gurkirat is also the sponsor for the team RedRock. Rightly so, his teammates are applauding him for his beautiful knock. Next in, the smasher Gurdeep Singh Virdi is in the bat. He's a stylish left-hander. He'll join Anish Wadhwa in the middle. And we are in for some fireworks for the next 2 overs.
Some respite for the Royal Sarabis boys. They've waited long and they've just got a couple of wickets in the 18.1 overs that they've bowled so far. Another 11 legal deliveries to go. Gurdeep walking in, another 11 deliveries to go. 203 for 2. The last man out, Gurkirat, 67 of 50 balls, 9 boundaries. A well-made compiled innings, anchoring the innings from one end and letting the other partners do the damage. Avinash, meanwhile, has completed his half century. He's 58 of 23 balls with 4 hits to the fence and 5 maximums. Ashwintan bowling right into, jammed it in, and Avinash Wadhwa letting his partner know that he wants to take strikes for a quick single. He's in some mood tonight, so he wants to make use of every delivery that's there on offer. He doesn't want to spare anybody. Roche is one of them who has felt the heat from him so far. He scored 32 runs of that over, making things worse for Royal Sarabis out here. Another full toss, height, another 6. Ashwintan trying to go for the Yorker, missing it by quite some distance. Balls are high for Avinash swivels and Anish Wadhwa swivels and plays it over square leg for another maximum. This is 6th maximum of the innings. He's raced away to 64 of 24. And he has a free hit to his credit. Doesn't matter a lot. It's another 6. Ashwinton trying to rely on his pace, but on this wicket, it's just sitting up to be hit. And Anish Wadhwa is too good a player to miss out on such opportunities. He gets another maximum, his 7th. Got a strike rate of 280. And we have another 9 deliveries to go in the innings. Another one, mid-wicket in play. And above that, the 3rd maximum on the trot. Score galloping along to 223 for 2. He is on 76 of 26. Well on course to go for a century if he keeps going at this rate. Another couple of deliveries in this over and another over to follow after this. Ashwitan's another full toss. Fielded. Keeps it down to a single. Chance of a run out. Is he out? Yes, he is. Being too greedy, wanting to take the strike. And perishes. A good throw by the captain to the wicket keeper. And Anish is out for 77 of 20. 4 boundaries and 8 maximums. So 18.5 overs, 224 for 3. This is the second game of the year. We had Arabian Stallions who had played Markhor 11. They lost to them by 40 runs. New man Chirag Mehtani. Chirag on strike. Final ball of the 19th over coming up. Plays it down to mid-wicket. Chance of a catch. 1 run being scored. A slight misfield. No extra run not being given. End of the over. 225 for 3. Final over coming up. Dhanuka bowling the last over of the innings. Wild swing, wanting to play over extra cover, doesn't make contact, well kept by the keeper, just keeping his eyes on the ball. No run, every dot ball is going to lift the spirits up of the RedRock, of the Royal SARABIS boys. Another one, chance of a stumping, umpire asking umpire says not out, batsman well in. Chirag trying to play for the turn, but there's hardly any turn on offer. The last 4 legal deliveries of the innings coming up. Another one. Again, across the line, wanting to play across, not able to get any contact. So 3 dot balls, which is a rarity that's happened in this inning so far. Score remains of 225. Plays it down to mid-wicket. 1 run that's been taken. Will they go for the second? No. Gurdeep Singh will want to take strike. He's already just got 1 ball that he faced and he got a single of that. Chirag's got 2 of 5. Last couple of deliveries coming up. Dhanuka's just managed to keep a lid on the things. Just managed to. Which didn't happen in the first 19 overs of the innings. They had gone for plenty. 226. You would ideally want to finish at 230 and more. And as I say, 226 is also no small target that Royal Sarabis again plays it down to long on. Single being taken. Score moves on to 227. The final delivery of the innings coming up. Chirag will want to finish it well. He hasn't connected well so far. Of the 5 deliveries that he's faced, will want to finish it off on a high for his team. They have been excellent so far with the bat. Again, another swing. No run. An excellent last over. Just 2 runs coming off it. So the innings closes at 227 for 3. A massive score for the Royal Sarabis boys to chase down as we run through the scoreboard out here. Gurkirat 67, Ritik 58, Anish 77 of 27 deliveries. Gurdeep Singh 2 not out of 2 deliveries, and Chirag Mehta 2 runs of 6 balls that he faced. So the end of the innings, extras, 16 wides, 4 no balls, and 1 leg by. Also helping their cause to 227. Bowling figures, Dhanuka 4 overs 29 runs, no wicket. Ashwintan 3 overs 45, 1 wicket. Ahan Fernandez, the best of the bowlers, 3 overs 24 runs, no wicket. Shiju going for 14 off his single over. Pridgey 2 overs 24. Hashim Abdullah 4 overs 38 runs, 1 wicket. Ronak 2 overs 20 runs. I feel he was underutilized in these conditions. And Rosh, the man who was under the pump, gave away 32 runs of the single over that he's bowled. So 228 is what Royal Sarabis have to score in their 20 overs. The next few minutes while we take a break. Tampan Memorial Cup organized by World of Series. Royal SARABIS batsman out in reply to 227 scored by RedRock boys. Some tall scores being scored in this innings by the first three men who took strike for RedRock. First ball, swing and a miss, left arm seamer into the attack. Dhanuka Chamikara, the man on strike, and partnering him is Adim Faris. Sorry, Adim the bowler. Ahan Fernandez is on strike. Dhanuka is the non-striker. A wide being bowled. So left-handers on show at the moment. Ahan left-hand batting. Dhanuka left-hand batsman and a left-arm bowler in Adim Faris. He bowled a good first ball and then a wide. So runs on board. Courtesy a wide. Short of a lane, plays it down to long off for a single. Cutting through the line of the ball. A lot of dew up here. Keeping wickets for RedRock is the captain. Beautiful ball, cutting the batsman into half. Well done by the keeper. The ball dying down on him. Joe coming from cover region, swapping over to the slip area. A wideish slip. Adim left arm over. A bit of swing and Dhanuka just hanging his bat out. Lucky he didn't get an edge to it. We're in the first over of power play out here. 228 is what they need. It's playing it down to short mid wicket, no run. Score remains at 2 of 5 balls. 226 runs more needed of 115 balls. Current run rate of 2.5. Playing it down to third man, one of the two fielders outside the ring in this power play. Scored 3 for no loss. The only other man outside the ring is at long off. End of the first over. 3 runs, a quiet start to the innings. They need a couple of them, or 2 or 3 batsmen from their top order to score big, as did the RedRock boys. Joe marshalling his troops. Gurdeep Singh, the new bowler. Dhanuka Chamikara, the batsman on strike. Another left arm seamer. So all left-handers in operation so far. Bowling it slightly wide outside the off stump, wanting the batsman to go across the line. Bowling it slightly short, making sure that it is not in the zone where Dhamika would like the ball to come onto. Dhamika placing it down to third man for another single. Score moves on to 4. RedRock boys trying to see that the pass the ball on the full without the ball touching the ground as much as possible, just to make sure that it keeps it dry. Ahan plays it down to point. No run. Dhamika wanted a single. A risky one. The fielder at point quite agile. A beautiful shot towards covers. 1 run to the total. Two fielders outside the circle, one at covers and one at shot at third man. So both the bowlers bowling to the field that they have set. Mid-on inside the circle, so is mid-off. Edge over the keeper, boundary, first boundary of the innings. Gurkirat retrieving the ball for his team. Thickish edge over the keeper, score moves on to 9. Change in the field. The fielder at cover brought in and mid-wicket goes out. So probably the plan will be to go short and invite Dhanuka Chamikara to play the hook shot. He plays it to Gully, no run there. End of the over, 2 overs, 9 runs for no wicket. Chasing 228, another 219 required of 108 balls. Current run rate of 4.5. Over हो गया. Adeem Farish to continue. He's given away 3 runs of his first over. Fernandez on strike. Shot. A front foot pull. Something which is innovated now in the last few years. Batsman just waiting for the ball and timing it. Go to the fence. The first boundary for Han. Must give him a world of must do his confidence a world of good. Score moves on to 13. Adeem Faris. Another short one, wanting to cut too close to that off stump line to take that cut. There's a slip waiting for that one. Lucky for him, no damage done, no edges found. So into the keeper's hand. Another good shot over the bowler's head. There's a long on there. Long off rather. He comes down and cuts. Fields the ball. 2 runs to the total. Some agile fielding from the fielders and some good running by both the batsmen. Dhanuka Chamikara, understanding that he is the one running to the danger end, takes a turn quickly as soon as he completes the first run, ensures that he is there within the crease. Score moves on to 15. Right under the bat, Ahan wanting to play towards covers. Score remains at 15. We're in the third over of this power play. Appeal for an LBW going down leg side. The batsman Joe trying to effect a run out. Well fielded by the fielder at short mid wicket, covering up. Last ball of the third over coming up. It's 15 for no loss. Ahan on 8 of 9 with 1 boundary. Dhanuka Chamikara 6 of 8 with 1 boundary. They need much more than that. They need to keep the momentum up. Another good shot towards covers. Vacant area. Another boundary to the innings. Score moves on to 19 at the end of 3 overs. Elegant looking shot by the left-hander. The left-handers have lit up this tournament so far. Gurkira doing that. So did Ritik Bakchi. Now Ahan showing what he can do. Again, a full end delivery. Just leaning into the drive. Ensuring that he bisects the fielders that are there within the ring. Racing away to the boundary. Gurdeep Singh to bowl a second over. Fourth over of the innings coming up. Chance of a another leg cutter. Dhanuka playing within the line of the ball. Lucky that he didn't get an edge. The ball nestling into the keeper's gloves, who's done a good job so far. There's quite a bit of carry, and he's managed to keep everything within his gloves. Gurdeep into Dhanuka. Skied up in the air. There's a fielder there at short square. JJ running behind the ball. Doesn't reach it. That's a single to the total. Score moves on to 20. A safe spot to play that one. Although Chamikara would have wanted to run that down to the square leg boundary. Field being said, there's a change in the field. Thinking that could go for a wide, not to be within the tram lines, just within the tram lines. So a dot ball. Score remains on 20. Gurdeep having a word with the captain where he wants his field. He wants him exactly to be the 2 men outside. Gurkira, the third man, and another man outside cover, while Ahan helps himself to another boundary down the leg side, just plays it over the short fine. Ball racing over to the boundary. Score moves on to 24. We're in the fourth over of the innings. Ahan has 3 boundaries to his credit so far. Another beautiful shot. Another boundary. Dhanuka had to ensure that he doesn't come in the way. Ducks down and it goes right over his head for another boundary. So 2 boundaries in the last 2 overs. Propels the score to 28. So another 200 runs required more. And Ahan Fernandez, I believe, has a good role to play out here. Have a look at that stroke. In the slot, straight over over his partner's head. Dhanuka saying, my word, just make sure you don't hit my head. And a well-played shot. They just punch of the glove also. Oh, so I'm just keeping a bit low. Ahan equally up to the task. Rehearsing the stroke again. He knew he cannot play half-hearted on these conditions. He needs to play big. He's on 20 of 14 with 4 hits. Dhanuka Chamikara is on 7 of 10 with 1 boundary. So 4 overs completed, 28 for no loss. Look at the replay again. There you see the boundary that he scored. Playing the stroke, rehearsing. Dhanuka having a look back and saying, thank goodness it didn't hit my head. A smile on his face, and look at the glove love that they ended up with. Change in the bowling. See spin for the first time in the innings. 4 overs of pace. 28 runs being scored. No wickets being taken. Royal Sarabis need another 200 runs of the 96 legal deliveries that they have. Jatinder in to bowl for the first time in this game, the right arm off spinner. Coming from around the wicket in between the umpire. Dhanuka Chamikara has still not taken off. He's just trying to anchor the innings here. Slip being taken out, moving to short mid-wicket. Jatinder. Flat batted sweep towards mid-wicket. Single being taken. Score moves on to 29. We're in the 5th over of the power play. Current run rate of 6.69, which is not bad. But considering that you're chasing 228, you will want much more than that. Once your 2 batsmen get set. Short ball, chance of a catch, fielder under it. And that's the 6. Misjudge. He walked in a couple of steps and realized that the ball's sailing over his head. But it's a bit too late. The first 6 of the innings. There you see Ahan. A full-blooded shot. And a misjudged one, resulting in a 6. Score moves on to 35. Now leg spinner now plays it down to mid-on. Jatinder changing the action at the last minute. Ahan equally up to the task, reading the bowler off the hand and playing it down to mid-on. Chatinder to Ahan Fernandez. Wide down leg side, wanted to play it over the man at shot fine. Not making any connection, a wide being called, so run added to the total. Score moves on to 36. Second wide of the innings. Again, another off spinner plays it towards short cover. Well fielded by the fielder, making sure that the ball stays within his zone. No run being scored there. Another elegant looking stroke by Ahan. Must make him feel good that he is in good nick. He needs to make sure he keeps scoring those runs and races towards the target. It's a tall score that they need to chase down here. 228 is what another leg spinner. Straight down the ground, over, long off for a 6. The moment he saw the ball being given some air, it's flighted. He comes down the track. A beautiful stroke for a second maximum of the over, second maximum of the innings. Score moves on to 42. We are at the end of 5 overs. Current run rate 8.40, required 12.40. Some momentum being brought into this innings in this over. Getting 14 runs of that over. They'll be wanting a lot more than that in the coming overs. We're in the last over of power play. Dhanuka Chamikara, who's got 8 of 12 deliveries with 1 boundary, needs to get into the act too if he wants to help his partner. Scoring at a strike rate of Gurkirat Singh now into the attack. Scoring at the rate of 66.67 is not going to help while your partner is at 177 strike rate. You need to match him with some kind of impetus. Gurkirat had scored 67 when he now comes into the attack. A beautiful ball right into the block hole. More of a fastest off spinner. Not much of turn, just pulling it straight into the block hole. Knowing very well those are the ones that are going to be difficult to hit. The offside being packed. Shot this time. Played well into the vacant mid-wicket area. Gets a boundary. So some confidence in Dhanuka Chamikara's innings. He's 12 or 14 balls. Just as I said that he was striking at 66.67. This stroke brings his strike rate to 85.71. They will be hoping that he brings it up to 100 plus. While Ahan will want to strike it at 150, 170 plus. So that should take the game a bit deep. Else this could be difficult to chase down in the next few overs. Another one high in the air. JJ coming under it, settling under it, but drops that. Single scored. Let's have a look at that. Second life to Dhanuka. Again high in the air. JJ settling under it. Had all the time in the world. And just lets it burst through his hands. And the fielder at square leg was quite close to him. He too couldn't get to it, resulting in a single. Ahan on strike. Gurkirat the bowler. Ahan will want to strike a few. Gurkirat had taken a liking to his bowling, hurrying him on and letting him play it back to him. Gurkirat completes another ball. 4 balls of the over done so far. He's given away 5 runs. It's not a bad sign when you are defending a score of 227 in your 20 overs. You wouldn't want too many boundaries to be scored of you. 5th ball of the over coming up. Ahan Fernandez on strike. He has scored 32 of 19. Strokes it towards covers. The fielder covers, misfields, races away to the boundary. That's the 5th boundary for Ahan. Score moves on to 51 for no loss. So Royal Sarabis 2 responding with a 50 partnership by the openers. RedRock had got 103 for the first wicket when Ritik Bakchi was out. Sorry, the first wicket fell at 123, the second at 203, the third at 224. So far, Royal Sarabis 2 trying to reply back in the same coin as they were dealt with. Last ball of the over coming up, 51 for no loss in 5.5. Last ball of the power play. Plays it down to wideish mid-off. A single being taken. 52 in the power play. A good power play so far. Current run rate at 8.67, required 12.57. Ahan batting at 37 of 21, 5 boundaries, 2 sixes. Dhanuka Chamikara batting 13 of 15 balls with 2 boundaries. While Joe having a word with Gurkirat as who's to bowl the 7th over. Jatinder to continue. Gurdeep Singh comes back into the attack. Now with the slowish left armers, but that's hardly gonna make any difference. Ahan helps himself to another boundary. Score moves on to 55. Ahan Fernandez 41 of 22. Left arm tweaker against a left arm batsman. Not sure if that's the way you're going about. You are going to bowl into his arc, and the left-hander are naturally gifted batsmen who are going to take toll of anything that's going to be in their arc. Ahan Fernandez doing just that. Another one playing and over the fielder. This time it's a 6. So 10 of the first 2 balls. Score racing to 62. Ahan reaches 47 of 23. His 3rd maximum apart from the 6 boundaries that he scored so far. Another one, this time in the wake and cover region. 1 run being taken. wanting the second run. Good decision by Dhanuka not to go for the second. Could have been fatal out there. Royal Sarabis need Ahan to play long. He doesn't need to go for those suicidal runs. He can get those big shots and get those runs. He doesn't need to do anything of such nature. He moves on to 48 of the 24 balls that he's faced, striking at the strike rate of 200. Dhanuka facing the left, playing it down to third man, racing toward the boundary. Good fielding by the fielder. Fielders and batsmen slipping over in these slippery conditions. Well fielded. Chased the ball down. Could have gone to the boundary had he not chased it down. Have a look at that. Plays it down to third man. The fielder at short third. Chasing it down. Puts in a slide. Stops the ball. Slips but still has the ball in his hand. Gets up and throws it to the bowler. 64 for no loss. We're in the 7th over of this chase. Ahan playing it down to long on for a single. Score moves on to 65. Last ball of the 7th over coming up. Current run rate 9.51. Required 12.38. We're in for a battle out here. Royal Sarabis are not going to go down just like that. They're going to keep fighting till the end. They know that the conditions that they have been bowling in. Good slowish left arm ball. Dhanuka wanting to defend it. Misses it and into the keeper's gloves. Score remains at 65 at the end of 7 overs. Dhanuka Chamikara batting 14 of 17. Ahan Fernandez 49 of 25. 8 boundaries innings so far. RedRock had scored 21 boundaries and 9 sixes, 8 sixes coming through the bat of Anish Wadwad out there, and 1 from Ritik Bakshi. Saqlain Haider, the new bowler, right arm off break, 60 matches to his credit. He's got 53 wickets in those. Up against Ahan, who's just one short of a well-made half century out here. Batting under pressure. He knows the scoreboard pressure that's on his head, but still managing to keep the scoreboard ticking out here, not ensuring that they are within striking distance. .163 required of the remaining 78 balls that are to be bowled, legal balls that have to be bowled. Let's have a look. Saqlain versus Ahan. A good battle. Plays it down to long off. A well-made 50 of 26 balls, 6 boundaries, 3 maximums. Strike rate of 192.31. Ahan needs to play big. He needs to play and take this game deep if they want to chase down the score. Dhanuka being beaten for pace out here, manages to get us edge towards the man behind square, JJ. Single being taken, score moves on to 67. Saqlain Haider. To Ahan. Chance of an LBW. Umpire says going down leg side. Suckling into Ahan, fourth ball of the innings. One just bouncing off the wicket. He's just managing to increase the pace out here, not slowing it down, hurrying the batsman up. Ahan taken aback, so 2 dot balls of the over. Ahan just playing him out, knowing that Suckling's bowling a good line and length, doesn't want to take any undue risk out here. Last ball of the 8th over coming up. Two runs being given of the over so far. Once a flattish one. Keeps Ahan guessing. Ball trickles down to short, fine leg for a single. Score moves on to 68 at the end of 8 overs. Run rate now climbing to 13.33. 6.50, still not good enough when you're chasing 228 in 20 overs. The Tampan Memorial Cup, the 4th game of this tournament, sponsored by WOS Champions League. Sponsors Core Biotics Ayurvedic Healing Center in Karama, Dubai. Top brands who are the sponsors of the Man of the Match award for all the 31 games that are going to be played. We have another bowling change. The experiment of Gurkirat not helping, so Joseph James comes into the attack. Famously called as Joe. Partnership of 68. Tossing it up. Ahan playing it down to long off rather. Gets a single. Wanted to get much more than that. Has to be content with a single. Dhanuka Chamikara has to get the innings going right now. He's been there from the start of the innings. Has assessed the conditions. He's got to make use of it. This time playing it over. Square leg, gets a boundary. Score moves on to 73. He moves on to 19 of 19. He collects his 3rd boundary. He needs to score much more than that. He needs to take those risks and make sure Ahan gets the strike and he scores as well. As we're racing towards the halfway mark of the innings. Another tossed up delivery. Plays it down to short 3rd for a single. Brings Ahan back on strike. Joseph quite happy to toss the ball and invite the batsman to go big, hoping that one of them will miscue that one and it could fall into the hands of one of his fielders or himself. Let's check it. Plays it down to long off and the catch dropped. Exactly what Joseph wanted to do. Not so good thinking by Ahan. He thought he was out. Didn't take the single. It's not good signs. You got to trust yourself. Ahan miscuing this one. Exactly what Joseph wanted him to do, but the fielding has not been up to the mark. They've not been taking those catches that are coming their way. Another one. Anish Vadwa managing to stop it. The ball turning away from him. 1 run. Another run being stolen. 2 runs being scored. Score moves on to 70. Score moves on to 77. Sorry, 70. 76. One more ball to come in this over. We're in the 9th over. Ahan on strike. Plays it down to long on for a single. Score moves on to 77 at the end of 9 overs. Ahan Fernandez batting 55 of 34, 6 boundaries, 3 sixes. Dhanuka Chamikara 20 of 20. Joseph James gives away 9 runs of his 1 over. Must be disappointed that he couldn't get a wicket, especially of Ahan Fernandez, who's the mainstay of this batting unit. Ahan finding it difficult to grip the bat out here, calling for towel to dry the grip. Must have realized that the bat turned when he played the one that went down to long on's throat. Luckily for him, he's still around. Suckler and Heather to continue. We're in the 10th over of the innings, nearing the halfway stage. Wide down leg side. Ritik keeping well out there. He's making sure that those no extra runs are given from his end. 78 for no loss. Plays it down to covers. Fielder there, fielding well, making sure that he saves the boundary. 2 runs to the total. Keeping it down to 2, saving a certain boundary that was there. Score moves on to 80. Plays it down to point for a single. Score moves on to 81. Hurrying the batsman on this time. Sakleen wearing his pace with every delivery. He's not maintaining the same speeds. He's changing those speeds, keeping the batsman guessing. More than happy to bowl flatter to Ahan and give him the single. This time bowled Dhanika Chamikara playing all over that and losing his stump. So that's the end of the first wicket. First wicket that's fallen at 81 in the 10th over. 9.3 overs, 81 for 1. Man out. Dhanuka Chamikara for 20 of 21. 3 boundaries, no 6. Sakleen had a 1.3 overs, 7 runs and getting the 1 wicket that has fallen so far. Newman in. Zayed Hassan has played 14 games, 131 runs scored by him. As a right-hander coming to the crease. Zaid Hassan taking strike to Saklan Haider, plays it down to long off for a single. A left hand right hand combination. Plays it over cover, beautiful shot. Into the fence she goes. Score moves on to 86. What an elegant looking shot. Tossed up delivery. We see the replay. Tossed up delivery. Leans into it. Plays it over the man at short cover. He knows that it's going for the boundary. The man at extra cover giving the chase, but not good enough. The ball's crossed the boundary already. Scores 86. The last ball of the 10th over coming up. Again, over the man at short cover. This time it's going to remain a single. So end of 10 overs, 87 for no one. The only wicket to fall in this over and in the inning so far is Dhanuka Chamikara. Is out for 20 of 21. Ahan Fernandez batting at 63 of 38. He's done the bulk of the scoring out here. 7 boundaries, 3 sixes. He is the man that they'll be looking to if they want to chase down the score. Current run rate of 8.7, required rate jumping up to 14.10. Change of ends now. Joseph James to continue. Tampan Memorial Cup organized by World of Sports. Official sponsors, Co-Biotics Ayurvedic Healing Center in Karama, Dubai. Top brands were the man of the match sponsors for this tournament. Royal, this game's being played at Royal Sports Club, so if you want to contact them for booking, number is 050 518 6180. Beautiful grounds here in Ajman with lighting facilities for evening games. Joseph James to continue. He gave away 9 runs on his first over. Ahan taking strike. Coming down the track, playing it down to long off. One run being scored. The fielder at long on, trying to play it with his boot. Lucky enough that he was within the ropes, could have resulted in a boundary. And his captain and his teammates would not be happy with that. Gurkirat already giving him a piece of advice. The ball at speed. Lucky for him, the ball was traveling at a snail's pace while Zaid takes a single. He's 2 of 2. Ahan Fernandez 64 of 39 balls that he's faced. He's motoring along nicely out here. But you would expect him, his partners to support him. Plays it down towards wideish long on, both the fielders converging. 1 run, lucky enough that they didn't crash into each other. That's some good fielding, good anticipation by both players. Have a look at that. Gurdeep Singh doing the fielding. Gurkirat quite close to him, knowing that he might crash into him, just evades him. And Gurdeep is at a chance of a stumping. tossed up delivery. Zayed could have played it over the bowler, instead decided to go over the mid wicket, missed the ball completely. Have a look at that. Under the eye, over the eye line. By the time it came, he was already into the shot. Joseph is disguising those deliveries. He knows he can't do, he will not do that to Ahan. He's happy to give him the single, but he's tossing it up for the rest of the batsmen and inviting them to play the shot. Zayed playing it half cock, gets a single. Not something that Ahan would be doing. Ahan would be waiting for such ones to deposit them over the fence. Zayed has to capitalize on those balls. You cannot play singles and hope that Ahan is going to get you over the line. You need to get some scores yourself as well. Make those balls count that you're facing. We're into the 11th over. Long on, long off, mid-wicket, waiting for Ahan to play the shot. And a cotton ball. Ahan cannot believe that he played it back to Joseph. End of a fantastic innings. 65 of the 41 balls that he faced. He's not happy with himself. He knew he had it in his hands. Well, we show the replay again. Ahan walking back, dejected. He knew he had this innings under control. Well, we see that Joseph just ensuring that he flights it just enough for Ahan to play that stroke. He plays it too close to the body, right at the bottom half of the bat, into Joseph's hands. He says, "Thank you very much. I accept your offer." And that's the end of a beautiful innings. Again, too close, and a good reflex catch by Joseph of his own bowling. And this could derail the innings by a big margin. End of 11 overs, 91 for 2. Current run rate of 8.27. Required run rate jumping to 15.22. Shiju Prabhakaran, the new batsman, he is going to be a non-strike. Haris Moeddin coming for the first time. The spinners now trying to tie the batsman down. Said all at sea against the spinners as of now. He's not sure what he wants to do. Plays it towards extra cover. Gurkira chasing, not good enough. Races away to the boundary. He needs to start taking strike and score a few. He's just walked in. He's seen the ball a few. He's seen quite a few balls being bowled out here. He knows what to expect. Good chase by Gurkira, not enough to stop the ball from going over the boundary. Trying a wild hike by run. Harris inviting the batsman to play across the line. Batsman obliging. Luckily for him, not Going on to the stumps, the keeper missing it too. One by is being scored. Shiju comes on strike for the first time in the innings. Harris to Shiju. Tossed up delivery, plays it towards shot fine. JJ the fielder, happy to collect the ball and send it back to the fielder. JJ has been patrolling the short fine leg since the start of the innings. A full toss which is not taken advantage of. Leg spinner. Was it down? The man at square leg doing the fielding. Well fielded within the boundary rope. Saves a certain boundary. Can't stop the two. Doing the fielding. Anish had done the bulk of the scoring for his team when he was batting. He had scored 77 of 27 with 4 boundaries and 8 sixes. Now on the field like a live wire, making sure that he saves every run for his team. He knows they are in the ascendancy, but still doesn't want to give away any free runs here. Zayed plays it towards short cover, diving and trying to field. 1 run added to the total. Score moves on to 98. We're at the last ball of the 12th over. Harris has given away 100 for 2 at the end of 12 overs. Required run rate jumping to 16. Another 128 required of the remaining 8 overs. JJ into bowl now for the first time in the game. Royal Sarabis had used 8 bowlers. JJ the 8th bowler for his side. Wide down leg side, keeper missing it too. Going down towards the fence. The fielder at short square leg. Fielding, chance of a run out. Batsman lucky to survive that. Been dangerous, not grounding his bat. Very slow running. Not grounding the bat out there, but lucky he is inside. Jatinder just bowling his second over. He's given away 11 runs of the first over and 3 runs being scored off him without a ball being counted. Outside the off stump. Zed trying to take full toll of it, misses it into the keeper's gloves. Full-blooded shot towards long on, and a catch being taken comfortably. Sucklein takes the catch. Jatinder getting a wicket of the 3rd ball of a second over. Shiju putting it down. Sucklein's throat at long on, and Sucklein doesn't miss those ones. 101 for 3. New batsman Silas. Silas, the new batsman, taking strike. JJ, the bowler. Plays it down to short cover, no run. JJ settling into a good rhythm right now. After getting that wicket off Shiju. Leg spinner again, one in no man's land, falling safe. Batsman crossing over for a single. Good throw by Gurkira towards the keeper, limiting it down to a single. Score moves on to 102 for 3. Men out, Januka, Ahan and Shiju. Shiju to Zaid. Good ball, squaring him up. He wanted to play the cut. Lucky for him, no edge. End of the 13th over, score 102 for 3. First ball of the 14th over, single being scored. Score moves on to 103. Jatinder just giving 16 runs of his 2 overs and getting the wicket of Shiju. Another good stroke straight to the man at short cover. Harris now running through the overs. 3 balls already being bowled with 1 run being given. Fourth ball, no run being scored. Run rate creeping to 18 runs and over. They need 3 runs of every ball that they're going to face right now. And going to get tougher from here on if you don't get those runs. Good shot towards mid-wicket, gets a boundary. Score moves on to 107 of 13.5 overs. Another stroke towards wideish long on. 1 run, Suckline limiting it down to a single. So, end of the 14th over, 108 for 3. Required run rate creeping to 20 now. So need a boundary practically every ball. 120 runs required of the last 36 balls. JJ into bowling his third over. Harris has given him 14 runs of the 2 overs that he's bowled so far. So some tight lines being bowled out here. Shiju taking the single. Shailash on strike is 2 of 5. A wild swipe, no run. Tossed up leg spinner outside the off stumps. "119 runs required of the last 34 balls that are there on offer." Another good one. No room for cutting that. JJ settled into a nice rhythm after the first over where he went for 14. Since then, he's just given away 3 runs of the 1.3 overs that he's bowled so far. Shailash wanting the single. Shiju saying no. It was quite a risk because short extra cover was already onto the ball. "109 for 3, 14.4 overs. Last 32 balls of the innings." Another leg spinner. High in the air. Man at long on. This runs outside the boundary to catch it. A good 6. They need a lot more. Shailash using all his power and depositing that over long on. Score moves on to 115. Last ball of the over coming up. Googly misread by the batsman. Luckily for him, not going on to the stump. End of a good over. 15 gone, 115 for 3. Current run rate 7.67. Required run rate is 22.60. 113 required of the last 5 overs. Suckline coming back into the attack. He's bowled 2 overs, 13 runs and taken a wicket. Shiju on strike, 7 of 7 balls that he's faced so far. Plays it high in the air. The man at long on coming in. Chance for catch. Rebound and taken. So Shiju is out. Caught it long on. Catch taken by Adeem Faris. New man, Nithantan on strike. Quicker one, a single being scored. Adeem Faris doing the backing up. One run to the total. Score moves on to 116. Down leg side, chance of a catch. JJ not able to hold on to it. Managing to get a hand to it. Batsman crossover for a double. Score moves on to 118. Suckling bowling some fast off spinners. Batsman playing it down to short cover. No run there. 15.4 overs gone. We're into the last 5 overs of this innings. 26 legal deliveries to be bowled. Edge going towards third man. Single being scored. Short third man doing the covering up. 1 run to the total. Score moves on to 119. Last ball of the 16th over. 4 overs to go after this. Slightly slinger off spinner, limiting it down to a single. 120 of 16 overs. The last 4 overs of the innings coming up. Suckling completing his over. He's given away 18 runs for 2 wickets in his 3 overs so far. Joseph James to continue. Look for a few more wickets. Knowing very well that this game is in their hold. 108 runs required of the last 4 overs with this required run rate of 27 per over. So every ball has to be a boundary if Royal SARABIS wants to win this game. Tossed up delivery. Plays it down to short square. JJ moving around to collect the ball. Fields it and throws it to the bowler. Single being scored of the first ball. Shailesh on strike, 11 of 13. Moves across, plays it over mid-wicket for a maximum. That's the first of the other 20 that they need so far in this innings. Scored 17 of 14 with 2 maximums. Plays it towards cover, single being taken. Score moves on to 128. Nithantan has scored 3 of 3 so far. Good loop out there. Hurrying the batsman on as well. Nestling into the keeper's gloves. No run being scored there. Score remains at 128 for 4 of 16.4 overs. This 5th ball of the over coming. Tossed up across the line. Swing and a miss. Joseph using all his experience that he has, keeping the batsman guessing. Last ball of the 17th over coming up. Batsman playing it down to long off. JK doing the fielding. End of the over, score moves on to 129. Nathan on strike. He is on 4 of 6. With last 18 balls coming up, 99 required. With the required run rate of 33 runs per ball. Saklan Heather to bowl his 4th over. He's given away 18 runs and taken 2 wickets. Bowling this medium pacers from his off spinners, trying a new variation, knowing very well that this game is in their grasp. He can experiment with such an action and tossed up, played it over mid wicket. The man coming in and fielding, limiting it down to a single. Score moves on to 130. We're into the last 16 deliveries of this game. Looped up, the man at mid wicket coming under that. A catch being taken. So Nitin Parish is trying to get some quick runs for his team. Anish Wadhwa, the fielder at mid-wicket who took that catch. The fielding overall has been sublime from the RedRock boys. Same cannot be said about the Royal SARABIS, who gave away quite a few runs when they were fielding out here. A lot of freebies, catches which didn't help their cause and propelled RedRock score to 227. New man in. Another dot ball. Prajit, the captain, in. Another dot ball. Last ball of the 18th over coming up. 2 overs to go after this. The last ball of his spell. Suckland's given him 19 runs and taken 3 wickets. Another one to his. He's got 4. Prajit is out. Bowled for no score after facing 3 deliveries. So 2 wickets in the over. Suckland had the 4 overs, no maiden, 19 runs and 4 wickets. $130 for 6. Last couple of overs coming up. Let's have a look at that replay again. Prajit clueless as to what came his way. You can have a look at the fastest off spinner right under the bat. and crashing into middle and leg. And that's the end of the captain, who went without scoring. Not a very good day for him, apart from the toss that he had won earlier in the evening. Would have hoped that he could have restricted RedRocks to about 150, not to be 227 was what RedRock scored. So Gurkirat now coming in. He's bowling the 19th over, the penultimate over of the innings. The only notable contribution in this innings has been Ahan Fernandez, who scored 65 of 41 with 7 boundaries and 3 sixes. Not much support by the rest of his partners. Gurkirat Singh coming to bowl his second over. He has given away 10 runs of the first over that he bowled. Rosh Kumar partnering Nitan out here in the center. Another stroke, wanting to play it hard but not managing to clear the infield. Single to the total. Moves on to 131. The difference of 97 to be covered in the last 10 balls. Rosh will want to strike a few. He went for plenty in the over that he bowled. He went for 32. He'll want to give a couple of them back at least. Unfortunate for him. It's been a night that he would want to forget. Apart from the 32 that he gave in his one over, he just managed to face one ball and lose his off stump. So Gurkirat getting into the wickets column as well. So the last 9 deliveries coming up. New man RedRock, left arm spinner. Gave away 20 runs in his 2 overs. He will want to score a few. Gurkirat to RedRock. Chance of a stumping. Keep the man at short third. Bowler confident. Umpire unmoved. Confirms that the batsman was well within his crease. Have a look at that. Tossed up. RedRock playing a half shot. Lucky to be there. 1 run towards short mid-wicket. Gurkirat doing the fielding of his own bowling. Score moves on to 132. Final ball of the penultimate over coming up. Gurkirat's given 12 runs of the 11 balls that he's bowled and taken the wicket of Rosh. .96 required of the last 7 balls. It's just a matter of time. Nitan moving across, playing it down to mid-wicket, just a single. So end of the penultimate over, the last over coming up. Score moves on to 133. RedRock batting 1 of 2 balls. Nitan batting 7 of 11. Sakla and Heather, the pick of the bowlers, 4 overs, 19 runs, 4 wickets. Ably supported by all the other 6 bowlers that bowled along with him. Joseph James, aka Joe, the captain of the team, coming to bowl the last over. Nitan on strike. Tossed, plays it down to mid-wicket. Good fielding out there, limiting it down to a single. The intensity still the same, even at the end of the innings, very well knowing that they're going to win this game handsomely. by a huge margin, but don't want to give away any extra run to the opponents. Ronak to Flattish plays it down to extra cover. The man on the fence doing the fielding. 1 run added to the total. Score moves on to 135. Playing a ill-fated Hoik and losing his stump. So the 8th wicket has fallen. Joseph James getting his 2nd wicket. He's bowled 3.3 overs 24. New man in, Hashim Abdullah. The last 3 deliveries of this game to conclude the second doubleheader of this week. We have all the 8 teams that are in this tournament playing their first game. Hashim Abdullah taking strike to Joe. 4th ball of the over. Plays it down to point. Chance of a run out. Not to be. Single being taken. Score moves on to 136. Ronak shaping for the reverse sweep. Lucky for the keeper that he's not injured out there. By run being scored. The last ball of the match coming up. 137 for 8. The difference of 90 runs to be covered with a single delivery on hand. Hashim on strike, 1 of 1 ball. He's got another ball to face. Let's see what does he come up with. Tossed up. Defends it. No run being scored. End of the game. 137 is what they managed. RedRock CC winning by 90 runs. A man of the match, Anish Wadhwa, for his 77 of 27 deliveries. We'll be back with the post-match presentation in the next few minutes. Welcome to the post-match presentation where we have Anish from RedRock being awarded the man of the match for his 77 of 27 balls, 8 hits over the fence and 1 single boundary. Anish, quick word with you. First ball you walked in, you got a 6. What was running through your mind from there on, and how did you manage to score so many runs in those quick time?
Actually, when I came in, I had nerves. Seeing the green wicket, whether it's going to spin, whether it's going to bounce, I had no idea. But when I came in, I got a very good ball. First ball, full toss. So I think that settled all the nerves.
And then you took a liking to Rosh, and you managed to score 32 runs of his over. I'm sure he's taking a lot of pictures. He might edit a few. I'm sure you will want to take him out for a beer after this.
For sure. Normally, I'm not the kind of a person who comes and hits from ball one. I like to take my time and stuff. But because today the openers batted really well, I got in, I think, the 12th or 13th over. So I had no other choice. I had to just go for whatever I could, and I'm happy it paid off.
Anyway, congratulations, a good knock, and we would want to see some more beautiful innings from you in the coming matches. All the best, and thank you for your time. Quickly run over to Prajit, the losing captain for today. Royal SARABIS. The only thing that went your way was a toss, I believe.
Yes, I believe that as well. But we could have worked on our bowling and our fielding well, as much as which we would have played in the last few matches as well. That's what we believe.
Anything you could have done better to try to restrict them? As you said, you wanted to chase down a score of 150, 160, which have been gettable at this wicket. But 227 was a tall order to score. Only Ahan was the one who stood tall and tried to make a match of it out here.
Obviously, I really appreciate his innings for the openings innings stand, and obviously, our bowlers should have tried a bit more. I mean, I take the blame on my side as a captain to take the team onto the losing side.
Anyway, congratulations for playing this game. Better luck for the next coming games in the next 7 weeks to come.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, and last is the winning captain, Joseph James, fondly called as Joe. Joe, speaking towards the midway of the innings, of your innings, you said 225 is what you got, 227 was what you got. Happy with the way your boys responded in the bowling and restricting them to 137 in the 20 overs?
Yeah, very happy, to be honest with you. I was a bit, comprehensive. I thought that maybe 225 could be still a little bit competitive, but the bowlers stepped up. Sakleen especially, he bowled really well. This is our first match together as a group, so we've learned so much about each other, and we're hoping to progress in the tournament the same way.
Any changes that you're going to expect in the next few games for your team?
Yeah, it's a long tournament, and there's going to be people in and out and unavailable. So we're going to have to move things around and see how best we can come up with a good combination.
Anyway, congratulations for today and better luck for the rest of the tournament. A good win tonight. Thank you very much. That concludes our presentation for the game. RedRock winning by a massive 90 runs, boost their run rate, and they go on top of the table. That concludes. Good night, and we'll see you next week on Saturday again for another doubleheader.